Good with my people out here, man. It's your round, Pack Boy Dolo, tapping back in with another episode of the Round the Clock Thinker Show, man. Look, we're about to get right into it. The importance of reassessing your life. The importance of reassessing your life. And first I'm gonna get my headphones on so I can really flow. You feel me? And we're gonna get into it because this is a important topic. It's an important topic, and I don't feel like, in fact, I know that most people don't take the time out to reassess their life. You know, and when it comes to that, first of all, it takes awareness. You know what I mean? You really have to be aware where you are in your own life. And along with awareness, you feel me? Truly, in reality, it has to be a mixture of certainty of self, certainty of who you are in the now, and who you're heading to become, who you're becoming, who you are right now, and who you are becoming is very important. You know, and without that clarity, most people, guess what? They just drift, or they don't even, they feel bad and they don't know why. You know what I'm saying? They feel drained. They feel off. Something doesn't feel right, but they don't know why. Because they never take the time to become aware, tap into what they're feeling, why they're feeling it, and then reassess their situation. And sometimes, man, reassessment, that could mean getting away from certain people. That could mean breaking habits. That could mean quitting a job. That could mean getting a new job. That could mean getting a job. Reassessing your life is important, man. That could mean having hard conversations with someone. Reassessment is important. And we about to get into it, man. I'm sipping the mud. Shout out to Black Hills Blend, man. I had to sip out the straw because, I got on a pack. I got on a pack merch, man. I got on a pack products right now. You feel me? Light gray hoodie. But check this out. The first star point I got right here is this. And this is a question that you should really ask yourself when you're first tapping into becoming aware, right? Just the awareness piece, not even the reassessment part yet. When you're tapping into becoming aware, you need to ask yourself this. Are you happy with where you're at in this moment? In your life, where you're at, how you spend your days on a day-to-day basis, are you happy? Right? Are you happy? Because I'm not saying that we're always gonna be just ecstatic. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there's a general baseline of happiness. Someone who's living the life that they want, generally speaking, they'll say, yeah, I'm happy. Absolutely, I'm happy with where I'm at in this moment. And I know that I'm moving towards something else that's better. And yeah, I'm content with where I'm at. And that could be in all aspects. You have to examine all aspects. Now, if you were to say that you're unhappy, right? Then the next point I got right here, the next question you should ask is this: are you unhappy or uncomfortable? Are you unhappy or uncomfortable? One is bad and one is good. And this how we're gonna layer this off, right? Uncomfortable could mean you are growing into something that you will that will make you better and could be for you in the long run, right? Because in order to grow, you have to go through growth pains, and growth is uncomfortable, right? Growth is uncomfortable. And anyone who got better at something, they had to go through a phase of uncomfortability. Now, the next question based upon unhappiness is this, or the next statement, excuse me. Unhappy means something needs to be changed and or removed from your life. So what is it? Give it some thought. What is it? And this is, most of these questions, you can't come up with an answer for the most part in a day. It don't work like that. These are questions that you have to sit on. You see what I'm saying? These are questions that you have to ask and not answer right away. You have to sit on them. So, if unhappy means something needs to be changed and or removed from your life, that's when it gets a little difficult. Because you have to be able to let shit go. You have to be able to have hard conversations. You have to be able to tap into things that you're not ready to tap into, probably. You know what I'm saying? But it has to happen. And the thing about that is that the decision doesn't have to be made right away, but you do have to become aware, and you do have to start reassessing and thinking of possibilities. You have to tap into it at least. You don't have to make a final decision. You see what I'm saying? But you have to zero in on the matter, whatever it is that you're reassessing on, and you're like, yeah, this is the pressure point right here. This is what I need to work on. And you have to really dig into that. You have to tap into that. Nobody else can do that for you. You can have conversations with people, and that could help. But tapping into it, making a change, that is on you. Identifying it, that is on you. Right? And then we roll into what we call recommitment. And recommitment is essential in most cases of reassessment. It's something. It's like it's a byproduct of reassessment. You know what I'm saying? And you know, whether you're recommitting to a new lifestyle or recommitting to growth that comes with uncomfortable situations, you have to commit in order to move forward. There's no gray area when it comes to committing. You have to commit to move forward. So, say for example, that you were committed to let's use romantic partners as a example, right? So let's say you were committed to a romantic partner, but then this partner wasn't making you happy, right? Toxic, very unaware, not present. But you are oblivious to this until you became aware. Then when you became aware, you were able to zero in on what was, first of all, that it was unhappiness and uncomfortable. You were unhappy and uncomfortable. You was dealing with both. And then you zeroed in, it's this person that I got in my life. It's causing a ripple effect. This person is causing a ripple effect into other areas of my life. And then it makes my life generally feel ill at ease. It makes my whole life feel ill at ease. Generally. Just based off this one person. Because it trickles down. But you love them though. You're in love. You know what I'm saying? And love can blind you. Love can cause you to see shit a certain way that justifies you staying with that person. Because your mind is trying to help you dodge pain. Because, once again, breaking away from someone, ending something that you love, right? It's gonna cause pain. It's gonna hurt. But the thing about it is, you can't be afraid of that first section of pain, because it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. Period. That's damn near like the payoff to you becoming free again, to you reaching happiness again. And it's a part of the game. It's the trade-off, right? So, in a situation with this romantic interest, if you were to be like, you know what? Me and you, we can't work. We're not working. I'm unhappy. You know what I'm saying? You're not good for me in this moment in my life. Is not what I need. I want to end a relationship, right? First of all, it takes a lot of fucking courage and character and strength to tell someone that you love, even though it's obvious that they're the pressure point. They're the reason why you're feeling ill at ease and unhappy generally in your life. It's still hella hard because you had to become aware. You see what I'm saying? Especially if it's someone where it's not obvious that they're toxic. It's not obvious, but it's something about them or that comes with them that causes you to feel unhappiness. You know what I'm saying? And to each their own. Every person has their own specific needs in his life, and each person are at specific phases in their life. So if you meet someone who's in a different phase than you are, and they're ready for something that you're not, but you don't know what you don't know, so you won't know that you're not ready for what they're ready for until you get into the relationship, fall in love, and then settle into this generalized unhappiness. It's a cold game, but that's how you have to find out. And as long as you become aware, you'll be able to say, you know what? Damn, this is not for me. This is the phase of my life that I'm in, and I didn't know that, but now I know that. You see what I'm saying? Now I know it. Now I can make the change. Now I can work on it without feeling bad, because I'm honest, because I'm talking, I'm having conversations, I'm talking about it. You see what I'm saying? Becoming aware. I know, like I said at the beginning of the video, most of us don't do that. We stay in the situation just completely oblivious to the pain point, to the pressure point, and then it becomes an addiction. You become addicted to the pain because over time the programming, especially if you were raised by parents who made you feel like being punished was love, oh man, you fuck around and end up in a situation where this person has that type of vibe about them. You know what I mean? Where it feels like love because they cause you pain. Man, it takes so much for people like that to come back to become aware. And they go through that shit over and over again for long periods of time, and it programs them even more. It wovens itself even deeper within their psyche that pain equals love. And that's a very difficult and confusing place to be. So this video especially is for people like that who need to reassess. First you need to become aware, and then you need to reassess where you are in your life. The importance of reassessing your life. Do I need, you know what? Let's go look it up. Let's go look it up, because I like to be, let's see here. I like to be technical, and I like to rap out the definitions and shit. And it's gonna be a longer show, man. I think where we at right now? We're at 18 minutes, man. Yeah, this is one of them that I really enjoy talking about right now. Excuse me, because there's a lot to unpack, and I haven't got the Patreon up yet to where I'm gonna start dropping the longer form, the deeper content on the Patreon. So reassessment, right? A second or renewed evaluation of something to determine its current value, quality, or importance, often prompted by new information or changing conditions. It involves examining a person, object, or situation again to adjust previous judgments, such as in property valuation, medical care, or strategic planning. Reassessment. The importance of reassessing your life. So let's roll into the next start point right here. We're talking about the romantic interest in becoming aware, right? You have to know who you are in the moment and give yourself time to become who you envision yourself to be. And to do that is very difficult, especially when you're in a situation, especially when you're in a relationship, right? Because who you are in the moment has a lot to do with who you're with. I'm gonna say that again. Who you are in the moment has a lot to do with who you're with, especially if you're not aware. Right? Give yourself time to become who you envision yourself to be. Shit, who you're with has a lot to do with who you are, which also has a lot to do with who you envision yourself to be. Your future evolves, most likely evolves around that relationship, around that job, right? Your future self evolves around it. It's all tied into each other. It's intertwined. So guess what? You have to be aware enough to come to the realization of who you are in the moment. And that piece right there is going to take a little while. Then when you realize who you are, where you're at, and where you're at is not in connection with who you are in the moment, then after you let that set in a little bit more, then you give yourself time to become who you envision yourself to be. And you have to envision, once you know who you are in the moment, you can envision who you want to be more easily. It's easier to envision who you want to be once you realize who you are in the moment. You know what I'm saying? And the next start point is this. Look, usually your gut will not lead you astray. So the best thing for you to try to do the whole time is to stay in tune with yourself. Don't dumb yourself down. Don't overlook what you're feeling. Don't compromise. Stay aware. Stay in tune with yourself so that you know the signals. Because the gut usually will not lead you astray. It's always tugging at you when some shit's off. You know what I'm saying? It's tugging at you when some shit's off. And when something's off, don't allow people, if you listen, this is a cold piece of game right here. If something feels off to you in your gut, don't allow other people's words and perceptions to override your emotion, what you feel. Because other people's perceptions and words is basically logic, and they're giving you their logic. And with words, which are very powerful, words can cause your logic to cloud your own judgment, your own perception, And then it will override your gut feeling. And you tell yourself, no, you're lying. That was a lie. You was wrong. Because you're not in tune with your chip. You're not in tune with yourself, and you don't trust yourself enough to know that you need to check on that. Like whatever that gut feeling is, like you need to tap into that and figure out why. What's up? Because it's been many situations where some shit went wrong and a motherfucker be like, man, something told me to do XYZ. Man, something told me, or something went right. Man, I'm glad something told me to do this and whoop-de-whoop. And man, I'm glad I did. What's that something? What's that something that told them that? What's that? Right? It's their intuition, their gut feeling. God leading them, guiding them, giving them an inclination. And when you're in tune, you can pick up on it. You can discern that. I thank God that I was blessed with the gift of discernment, right? And I never lost that, even when I was heavily addicted to pills. I still had my discernment. I've saved myself from death itself based off of my discernment. Have I made some horrible decisions? Absolutely. And I've made some mistakes. But I stayed in tune with my discernment enough to save me from going off the deep end in a lot of situations, multiple situations. You know what I'm saying? So this next piece we're gonna roll into, where we at? 27. This next piece, man, it's been incense smoking a lot right now. I'm gonna fuck around and start coughing over here. This next start point, a very important piece, because mental fasting, people fasting, and environment fasting are essential when you are trying to get clear. They're essential. When you're trying to get clear. And you may say, Dolo, why? Why is that? Why should we focus on mental fasting, people fasting, and environment fasting when we're just trying to reassess our situation because something feels off? This is why. Because it is easy for other things and or other people to influence your thinking and processing, which means that they'll influence your final decision. The final decision is that is major stuff. If you took the time out to reassess your situation, first of all, you took the time out to become aware, then you're in reassessment mode, right? And you're processing, you're thinking, you're trying to come up with your decision for you, for your life. Man, that's important, because if they influence your decision, then that means it's a high possibility that that wasn't the right decision. And what are the chances are that you're gonna know that right then and there? Very low. You won't know that until you hit your head again, because you wasn't clear. You wasn't clear. You allowed outside sources to influence your thinking and your decision making. And everyone's life is different. Everybody's in different phases in their life. I keep saying it. I like my girl say, I swear by it. I swear by this statement. Everyone are in different phases in their life. And I'm not saying that two people can't be in the same phase in their life, or one person in one phase and then one in another phase, but they're almost in the same phase. Like almost. Once they realize, if they're aware, then they're able to realize if they're ready to bring what they need to bring to put themselves in a certain phase, or if they still got work to do and closure to bring to themselves in the phase that they're in currently. Only that person would know that, though, if they're aware and they talk about it. You gotta have a lot of conversations, especially with yourself, writing and journaling and stuff like that, man. And then when you zero in and you realize the pain point or the pressure point of what's making you feel ill at ease, then if there's a person involved that you need to have a conversation with, that's when you talk to someone. That's when you tap into that specific person. Other than that, what do I mean by mental fasting? No social media, no music, right? No TV. Just completely disconnecting from any outside influences. Getting clear. Damn, Dolo, what I listen to then? You listen to things that ease your mind. 20 hertz frequencies, all on YouTube. Thunderstorm noises, all on YouTube. Call me crazy if you want. Try it. Thunderstorm noises, rain noises, processing, right? No TV, no social media, no movies, right? Completely cut out. I feel like I'm missing something. No TV, no social media, no music. Well, I guess the piece that I'm missing is the next part with this point I'm making, which is people fasting. You want to lower the level of communication that you have with others. Especially, you don't want to be telling them what you're going through and what you're dealing with right now and trying to get advice from motherfuckers. Right? You need to be the answer. So people fasting is you getting or lowering the communication on how much you're sharing with people. In reality, how much you're even engaging with people. You see what I'm saying? Because that's important. They'll fuck around and say something and it'll influence your decision. Dolo, why no TV? You'll fuck around and watch something that'll trigger something and influence your decision. Dolo, why no social media? You'll fuck around and scroll up on something that'll influence your decision. Dolo, why no music? You'll fuck around and listen to a song that will influence your decision. I'm telling y'all, bro. The mind is so sensitive. Our spirit is so sensitive and delicate that you have to be careful. Who you dealing with, who you talking to, what you listening to, what you watching, what you bringing into your system, bro. And the last one, environment fasting. If you have habits, these habits will influence your decision. And usually so this ties into the unlimited reset. When I quit smoking and I quit drinking, guess what I did? I did all of these things. I mental fasted, people fasted, and environment fasted. And the environment fasting and people fasting was the most important part. Why? Because people have habits. People were in certain environments, aka bars, even places that were just regular restaurants, but they had bars over here. When I used to sit at the bar and have some lunch or dinner, I went and got a table. And if I could help it, I tried to avoid the environment overall. I just didn't go at all. You see what I'm saying? So environment fasting is also a part of becoming clear. The thing is, you want to get clear, and you don't want any outside influences during this process. Real talk. Even look, whatever it is that you got going on in your life as far as romantic partners or business partners, and whatever decision you're working on making, 9 times out of 10 you got to tell them, hey, hold on for a second, hold on, I need some time to process some things. I'll get back with you. You know what I mean? I'll get back with you. If you got an old lady and she really love you, she may be tapping in and I miss you. Hey, I understand. I get that. I miss you too, but I am in process mode, and this is very important for me. And you don't need to allow your mind to engage in emotional thinking, because you're trying to make a clear decision. You're trying to be in tune with yourself when you make a decision, when you process things. And you will know the truth because it's going to be so loud and clear on the inside, bro. If you get quiet enough, it's going to be so loud and clear on the inside. But your job is to get quiet enough on the inside, aware, and then reassess your life. You need to be the answer. Man, it's your Ron Pack Bordello checking out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, man. We still moving up the ladder. I love it. Past 100 subscribers. We're growing slowly but for surely. And I'm very proud of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in no rush, dog. I'm content with where we at and the growth and everything, the pace, everything is all good. But yeah, man, make sure y'all check out those links in the description, and be sure to subscribe, man. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell at least, so you can be notified when we drop new shows. It's your Pack Bordello. Check it out. Peace.